We are observing Kartik VRATA. We are going through Śikṣāṣṭaka. Yesterday we started verse number 2, commentary by Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākur. There are primary names and secondary names. And primary names, Krishna, Govinda, Gopinath, they are invested with all powers. But secondary names, they don't have same power. You have transferred all the powers of your Swarup Shakti into your primary names. Up to this point we came. And yesterday I did not know what is Niyanta. It is like a governor or regulator or controller. Supreme Lord, one designation, Niyanta. Nahi Bhagavan aghatitam idam tvat darshanam nrinam akila papakshayah yan nama sakrit shravanat pukasho pivimuchate samsarat. O Bhagavan, there is nothing impossible for you. By seeing you, all the sins of man are eradicated. By hearing your name even once, an outcast may be delivered from the world of birth and death. Gajendra also said, you are omnipotent, nothing is impossible for you, so only you can rescue me, so I'm taking shelter of you. And you remember, this is from Bhagavatam, when Bali Maharaj got the blessing of Bhaman Bhagavan, then in order to show to the world, Bhaman Bhagavan said to Shukracharya, your disciple went through many hardships, you do some yagya for him, for his benefit. Then Shukracharya said, no. Even by chanting your name, everything is purified. What to say about directly seeing you and getting your touch? So here also, if one even hears the name of Krishna once, real name, then even outcast, means outcast one is due to previous karma, means some sinful activities like this, but it doesn't matter how much sins one may have. By pure name, he can be delivered from the world of birth and death. Vedaksharani yavanti patitani dvijatibih tavanti harinamani kirtitani na sankshayah. Undoubtedly, whatever is attained by the twice born by reciting the syllables of the Vedas is achieved by chanting Harinam. This is from Garuda Puran. You remember, Chaitanya Mahāprabhu said to Prakashananda Saraswatī, my Gurudev saw that I am full, so I am unable to go through Vedanta Sutra, Upanishad, this. But my Gurudev told me, by chanting Harinam, you will get everything, so I'm doing. Rik Vedo hi Yajur Vedah Sama Vedo pi Atharvana Adita Stena Yenoktam Harir iti Akshara Dvayam. It is from Haryashtakam. The results of studying the Rik, Yajur, Sama and Atharva Veda are certainly found in one who has uttered the two syllables Ha-ri. Results of studying is what of Vedas? Is devotion to Krishna. So that one can get also by chanting Harinam. Ma richo ma yajus tata ma sama pata kinchana govindati harer nama giyam gayasva nitya shah. It is from Skanda Puran. Do not recite the Rik, Yajur or Sama Veda any longer. Constantly sing the names of Govinda, Hari, etc. Avamanya cha ye yanti bhagavat kirtanam nara te yanti naraka ghora tena papena karmana. And in relation to previous verse, that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told to his followers to read Bhagavatam, because Bhagavatam, it is about pure devotion and about the glory of chanting holy name. There is no need of any other scripture but to hear. But for those who are having some doubts or wrong interpretations of Vedic scriptures, for them, the Goswamis, especially Jiva Goswami, he showed in all other scriptures also the same conclusion. He gave evidences, but it is not necessary for all, like they have to study all Shastra. That is only seva for some, because they will help others, other jivas, but generally for devotees it is enough to just hear Bhagavatam. Even Gurudev told me, even that may be some difficulty. So you give main importance on chanting Harinam. By chanting Harinam, and when your heart will be purified by chanting Harinam, then in that purified heart, you can directly see what is written in Bhagavatam. Like Vyasadeva saw in his Samadhi, and then he wrote. So that is possible for everyone who will do that Bhakti Yoga, like Vyasadeva did by Bhakti Yoga. Then he entered Samadhi and he saw everything. So Bhakti is performed in this Kali Yuga by Harinam. Avamanya cha ye yanti bhagavat kirtanam nara te yanti naraka gora tena papena karmana. Those men who disregard Bhagavat Kirtan achieve the most hellish conditions due to such a sinful act. Aversion to Krishna is sinful, so we have to suffer for that. We are his eternal servant, so if we disregard his service, Bhagavat Kirtan, then we have to suffer. This is from Padma Purana. Etan nirvidya mananam ichatam akuto bhayam yoginam nripa nirnitam harer namanu kirtanam. It's from Bhagavatam, very famous verse. O king, continuous kirtan of Harinam has been prescribed for those who are free of all selfish desires, for those who have desires, for those who are free from doubts and fear, and for those engaged in yoga. So all should do kirtan. Om asya jananto namachid vivaktan mahaste vishnu sumatih bhajamahe. See, this is from Rig Veda. O Vishnu, your name is conscious and supreme. Having some knowledge of it, and even chanting it impurely, we have achieved fine intelligence, because the name is perfect in itself. So by the grace of the name, you get purified intelligence, you will get devotion. Om itetat brahmano nedishtam nama yasmat ucharyamana eva samsara bhaya tarayati tasmat uchete tara iti. This is also from Rig Veda. Om is a name which denotes Brahman. By chanting this, one becomes free of the fear of samsara. Thus it is known as Tara, that which gives liberation. Brahman here means Supreme Lord. Brahman Paramatma words can also refer to Supreme Lord. It depends on the context. Then in some context, Brahman may mean Brahma Jyoti and Paramatma may mean that Paramatma, Vasudeva Murti in the heart. But here it is meant Bhagavan. And you have read in Gajendra, he started Om Namo Bhagavate Tasmaye Tayeta Chidatmakam Purushaya Dibijaya Parashaya Vidhimahi. He started with Om, and Om, our Gurudev told, once in Tezpur Mat, our Mat, one god brother of Gurudev and another one local person, they were loudly arguing over the meaning of Om. One said it means A means Vishnu, U means Shiva, M means Brahma. And another one said another meaning like that, and loudly they were quarreling. Then Parangurudev heard it and he came down and asked, why you are quarreling? Then they said about this meaning. Then Parangurudev said, Om is not limited only to one meaning. Om is unlimited. What specific object of worship one has, Om will reveal that to him. Like to Hanuman, Om will mean Ramachandra. To some other, it will mean Radha Krishna. Like this. So it is like a seed. It is everything is there. According to one's rasa, that will be revealed. So you don't quarrel about there is only one meaning and not the other. Many meanings can be revealed according to one's submission and type of submission. Then, so here, Om is a name which denotes Brahman, and Krishna also says in Gita, I am Om. So if one will chant this, then he will be liberated from samsara. Like Gajendra, he was liberated because he took absolute shelter of Supreme Lord. And anyone can get same result if he does the same as Gajendra did. Sakrit ucharitam yena harir ityakshara dvayam baddha parikara stena mokshaya gamanam prati. By once chanting the two syllables Hari, one guarantees his path to liberation. Skanda Purana. Tat ashma saram hridayam batedam yat grihyamaner harinama dheyai na vikriye tatha yada vikaro netre jalam gatra ruheshu harsha. One's heart is certainly made of stone when, in spite of chanting Harinam with concentration, there is no transformation. No tears come to the eyes, and the hair of one's body does not stand on end. So here we are hearing the glories of name, and they are all true, they are fact, they are not exaggeration. Then someone may think, well, I am chanting, I am not getting such a result, there is something is wrong. This is not true, what is written, or it is exaggerated. No, it is true. Like fire, it will burn everything. That is his potency. But if you are far away from fire, then you cannot get that result. Like that, if there are offenses in us and other desires and ignorance, misconception, all this, we are unable to surrender to Harinam. So we are not getting that result. According to, but that does not mean that Harinam cannot do that. It can do, but it depends on your surrender. Like sun can light everything, but if you have closed eyes, then what you can see? There is something wrong in us. Here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching also, and here Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākur is giving this verse from Bhagavatam, so this also we have to consider. That if chanting is there, and with concentration, but there is no transformation, there is something. Then it is explained that it is due to the presence of offenses. We are every day now singing during Kartik, Aparada phole mama chitto belo vajra sama, tu aname nalove vikar. Because of the result of my offenses, aparada phole mama chitto belo vajra sama. My heart is like a thunderbolt heart. Here it is mentioned stone in Bhagavatam. So, tua name nalove vikar. When I'm chanting your name, there is no ecstatic transformations in me. So we have to practice under the guidance of bona fide guru, chanting, so that we can be rescued from those. Also in Padma Puran, that verse is there. If you cast holy name amongst those who are misidentifying with the body, means they are ignorant, it will not quickly produce result. It will take time. But that does not mean that Harinam cannot do those things. If someone has no offenses, then like a spark can ignite big fire. So Ajamil got by Namabas only liberation. And what to speak of those who are chanting with firm faith, full surrender. Ajamil, later he went to that Vishnu temple and he was doing bhajan in relation with Krishna, with firm faith for his satisfaction. Then after 12 years of practicing, he entered Vaikuntha to get the service of Bhagavan. Madhura Madhuram Etan Mangalam Mangalanam Sakala Nigama Vali Sat Palam Chit Swarupam Sakrit Api Parigitam Shradhaya Helayava Briguvara Naramatram Tarayet Krishna Nam. Krishna Nam is the sweetest of the sweet and the most auspicious of all that is auspicious. It is the greatest fruit of the tree of the Vedas, and is naturally comprised of pure transcendence. O best of the Brigus, if someone chants it once with faith or even with indifference, he is immediately delivered. Taret Krishna, if there is no presence of offenses. If there are, then in Kali Yuga, that is why in Kali Yuga Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu appeared, because they are rescuing the offenders also. And also Rupa Goswami wrote there in Upadeshamrita that Krishna's name, pastimes, form, everything is very sweet, but those who have jaundice-like disease, ignorance, avidya, they will not be able to taste in the beginning because of their disease. But the only way to cure disease is to take it with faith. Then as much as you can be cured, that much you will be able to taste. And when you will fully cured, then you will taste that sweetness, then you will say, yes, really it is true. But I could not taste before. now we are not tasting, so we have doubts. No, it's not like that. But when getting realization, then we will know, and know also the reason why we could not taste. Gitva chamama namani vicharen mama sanidho iti bravimite satyam kritoham tasya charjuna. O Arjuna, by singing my names, one achieves position close to me. I declare this truth. I am purchased by such a person. This is from Adi Puran. Krishna is telling to Arjuna. Nama chintamani Krishna chaitanya rasa vigraha purna shuddho nitya mukto bhinnatvan nama namino. It's from Padma Puran. The name of Krishna is a touchstone. Here they translated touchstone. Actually, it is touchstone is sparshamani. You have to touch iron, it will become gold. That is sparshamani, that is touchstone. But chintamani is another. Chintamani means what you will think, it will fulfill. Wish fulfilling, that gem. What you will think, no need to touch, it will fulfill. So here translation is not fully precise. It is that chintamani. It is the form of conscious rasa. It is complete, pure, and eternally liberated. The name and the named are non-different. Padma Puran. These quotes from the Shruti, Smriti, and Tantras, it is understood that the holy name possesses all potencies. In the practice of karma, jnana, etc., the restrictions of time, place, and the aspirant, kala, desh, patra, are powerful considerations. Like for yagya, it's very important which place and at what time, and qualification of the one who is doing, everything is considered. However, in remembering your name, such restrictions are not implemented. You have shown me supreme mercy in regards to the name. But my misfortune is that attachment for your name has not appeared within me. Here, Durdeva refers to Nama Parat, means offenses to the holy name. This should be explained. In the world created by Maya, the jiva who is averse to Bhagavan is bound to various kinds of mundane activities. He never attempts to become favorably disposed to Bhagavan. Considering that the jiva will never attain eternal auspiciousness through the various rules pertaining to karma, jnana, etc., by his boundless mercy, the Supreme Lord reveals his names, which is the process of attaining him, to manifest bhakti within the heart of the jiva, which is the essential inherent function of Hladini, his Swarup Shakti. Yet, despite hearing the glories of the holy names and chanting japa of the names, due to Nama Parat, the jiva's attraction does not develop very quickly. In this way, after hearing the name from the lips of a guru, those who possess Shraddha should always avoid Nama Parat and, as much as possible, engage in Nama Kirtan. So this is the process, how to become free. Now it will be more explained. Herein it is described. The aparadas are as follows. satang ninda namnah paramam aparadam vitanute. Yatah kyatim yatam katham usahate tat vigarham. Shivasya Shri Vishnor ya iha guna namadi sakalam dhiya binnam pashet sakalu harina mahita kara. Guror avagya shruti shastra nindanam tathartavado harinamni kalpanam namno balat yasya hi papa buddhir navidete tasya yamer hi shudhi dharma vrata tyaga hutadi sarva shubha kriya samyam api pramada ashrada dhane vimukhepi ashrinvati yaschopadesha shiva nama parada shrutvapi nama mahatmyam yah priti rahito dhama aham mamadi paramonamni sopya parada krit. This is from Padma Puran. Criticizing devotees is the greatest offense that one can make to the holy name. The name can never tolerate condemnation of those who spread his glories. Those who see any difference between the auspicious Shri Vishnu and any of his names, qualities, etc., are certainly offenders to the name of Hari. There is no difference between Nam, Rup, Gun, Lila of Vishnu, and here also it is not mentioned. Another is, if one thinks Shiva is the same as Vishnu, in the sense of Shiva being another Ishwar, another God, that is one kind of offense. And another offense also is there. Vishwanath Chakravarti Ṭhākur told in Madhurya Kadamini, if one thinks the Shiva and Vishnu, they are different. So how we are confused then? One offense is if you think Shiva and Vishnu, they are non-different. It is offense. You should know that Shiva is subordinate to Vishnu. He is his dearest servitor. They are not same. There are not many gods. God is only one. Shiva is his servant. This, they say. If you think they are one, you are offender. Vishwanath Chakravarti Ṭhākur is saying, if you think Shiva and Vishnu, they are different, you are offender. Then how we can understand? It depends on in what sense it is meant. It is explained. Shiva is another one transformation of Vishnu, one his manifestation. He is also transcendental. So if you think that Shiva is some ordinary, mundane person, not transcendental person, one expansion of Vishnu, then you are also offender. So you have to know in what sense it is meant, and the point is we have to know the Siddhānta. Our Gurudev, Parangurudev wrote in Parents of Devotion is there. You have to study scriptures from realized soul. Then you have to know all Siddhānta from him. Then there will be no offense and no confusion about the position of Shiva, all these points. Especially Bhagavatam, it is very clearly stated, described. Then, next offense is to neglect or disobey the Guru, or to think, here it is not mentioned, avagya means to not follow. Another is avagya means to disregard Guru, disrespect, thinking he's like ordinary human being. Maybe a little more intelligent than me, but still he's a human that is offense. Guru, bona fide Guru is transcendental servitor of Krishna, very dear to him. Kintu praborja priya eva tasya. Non-different from him in the sense because they are very close and they are both transcendental, and Guru is fully surrendered to him. So all Shakti is there in him. So one should not think Guru anything less than God in the sense of so close and full representative and transcendental. That is of course for bona fide Guru. Because the word Guru is used in Vedas and it is also described who is called Guru, Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. So when word Guru is used in Shastra, it refers to the meaning which is also given in Shastra. So it means bona fide Guru. Then next offense is blaspheming the Shruti Shastra. Where glories of holy name is given, and Ṭhākur also described in another way. Even if someone blasphemes Karma Shastra and Jnana Shastra, it will also be offense, because that is also Shastra meant to uplift those who are of such qualification and to ultimately bring them to accept devotion. So one should not, out of false pride that we are devotees and that there is no devotion there, so that is all useless, wrong. That is also one kind of criticism of Shastra, not knowing the purpose, why they are there and what is their purpose. It is to bring them to devotion. So if any wrong attitude is toward Shastra, there also Ṭhākur said you should hear from bona fide Guru about Shastra, what is the purpose. And but when pure devotees, they say, Jnana karma thogo dui, more protarialoi avashe she pele sindhu jole. When they say they are like robbers or this, yeah, like robbers, karma and gyan, or they're like engaging in karma and gyan discussion is also one kind of prajalpa, and like this. These statements also are there. Or jnana karma parihari, you should give up. So that is meant because these pure devotees, they are able to bestow devotion. So if you neglect that devotion and go there, they have to say no, that is not good. Like if you have bicycle or car to reach one place, but if helicopter, good helicopter is available, then you cannot enter helicopter if you are having some attachment or attraction or you are involved in that car and bicycle. So they have to say, no, you give up that. You give up, you take this. That is not good. Because this is available. So in this circumstance, they have to say, no, that is not good. You take this. So everything we have to understand from bona fide Guru. Then another, giving an imaginary interpretation to Harinam or considering the glories of the name to be imaginary. Means some mental interpretation or think like Mayavadis, they think the name of Krishna is also part of this Maya. It is false. it is part of Vidya, it can help something, but ultimately it is also Maya. So that kind of conception is wrong. You should give up, and also someone will give some mental interpretation. That is not good. Or ourselves, we should not have any interpretation. Like Sai Maharaj told, there is no need of intellectual adjustment or even knowing the meaning like this. Because name is itself or himself perfect. He will reveal himself as he is to a surrendered soul. So only requirement is with surrender we have to chant, and he will reveal everything himself. No need of artificial some interpretation or meaning like this. No. The desire to commit pap, sin, on the strength of the name cannot be purified by any type of regulation. That is, someone is thinking, it is stated in Shastra, if one will chant name, then all his sins will be destroyed. So let me do sins during daytime, and in the evening I will just chant name and I will destroy everything. So this is intentionally he is doing sin with this intent that later I will use the name, exploit the name for this. So this type of intention or mood is offensive to the name. We may have many desires to sin due to past bad habits like this, but those who have faith, they will chant the name and their sins will be destroyed, but they should not do intentionally use the name like with this intention. I will do sins, no problem, and then I will use the name. That is wrong mentality. And in such case, one will have to be freed from offense to the name by that process of praying for forgiveness and submission. Such person cannot be purified by any yama, niyama, or those practices of purification cannot be, because offense is there. Like in Ayurveda, it depends what is the cause of disease. If cause of disease is something, some karma from past life, then medicine will not work because the cause is different. So here also, the cause is offense. So you cannot remove that problem of that offense or results coming from that offense by some other purification method. It will not be possible. Equating pious activities such as vows, penances, renunciation, yagyas, and all other auspicious deeds with the holy name, as well as being inattentive. There are two interpretations here. One is, if one will equate Harinam with all those good activities, pious activities, then naturally his exclusive attention will not be to Harinam. So it will be a kind of pramad, inadvertence. Our Gurudev used this word, inadvertence, like inattentiveness, because your mind will be so many things. This is also good, this is good, this Harinam also good for this, and these mantras you chant, like you see also in astrology, or those who are like Hindu like this, they will prescribe many things. And among those also, yes, you chant name, but they are not having proper conception. For them, everything is same. You just do this. So that will not give proper attention, proper respect to the name if you equate. So our Gurudev explained this Namavrata in this way, that if you equate, then you will not be attentive to the name. And Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākur in Harinam Chintamani, he gave this as a separate offense, to be inattentive while chanting. Like you have faith in the name, you are not equating, but you are not paying attention when chanting, you are not trying to be attentive. Yes, mind is roaming here and there. So many things wants to, that is natural in conditioned souls, but our effort should be to bring attention to the name. And again it will go, again this practice we have to do. Then it will not be offense. But if we don't do this practice, and even we intentionally, we are doing some other things, one hand japamala, another thing internet watching, YouTube watching, like this, that is intentionally you are inattentive, that will be namaparat. If when you are chanting, mind will go here and there, that is natural, but it is not your willingness to go. And if you try to concentrate, then that is service, and gradually you will be able to control your mind, and those other thoughts will not come. You will be fixed on the mind, but you have to do this practice. If you neglect this practice, then how you will achieve it? What to speak of willingly doing some plans in the mind, or willingly do some other gross activity while chanting, then this is offense to the name. It is namaparat. So we have to be careful about this. Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākur laid stress on this point in Harinam Chintamani. One may chant lakhs of names, but still there is no advancement in devotion. It is due to inattentiveness. Once I met one devotee. I saw him, he was chanting Harinam, and while chanting, he was with left hand also doing many works on his computer. In India, I saw. Then I told him, Prabhu, this is not a proper way. You are chanting at the same time, very attentively, more attentive to computer, doing many things there. Then he told me, because anyway my mind is going here and there, so then during that time I do some work on computer. Because anyway it is like that, it is going. Then I told him, but the point is, you have to practice attention. Yes, mind is restless, going here and there, but you have to give effort to concentrate. And again it will go, but you have to give effort like this. But if you neglect this effort, if you don't do this practice, because mind is restless, so let me do something in between, I will use time, otherwise wasting time. So that is wrong mentality. Then I explained to him, you should not neglect this practice of trying to concentrate. Then he accepted. Next day I saw him, he did not do that anymore. But that was wrong conception. Anyway, my mind is going, so let me use that time for something, otherwise waste. No, that time when we are chanting japa, that time we have to fix time for chanting and for concentrating. Our Gurudev told, when you are chanting on japa mala, you have to go to secluded place and you have to concentrate. You have to practice this. You should not neglect this practice. Otherwise it will be insincerity. And you are calling Krishna like some you put welcome sign in front of your door, then some guest comes and guest enters, and then you are doing so many other things. You are not paying any attention to the guest. Then this will be service or it will be offense, displeasing to that guest. So Krishna is same as his name. So we have to practice this constantly. It's very difficult for conditioned souls, but that is the point of japa mala practice, of fixed number, of all this, so that we chant this certain amount of holy names, and at that time we have to practice concentration, surrender, prayer to the name. There Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākur also gave 3 types of inattentiveness in Harinam Chintamani, and how to practice. Even he said you cover yourself with one cloth so that there is no distraction, and you try to concentrate. We have to give some time for this practice. That how much is fixed number? We have to practice. Of course, when not chanting on japa mala and doing other things, that time also we are chanting. But some time should be spent for chanting on japa mala, that fixed number. At that time, it should be only meant for Harinam. It should not be for other things in between. Srila Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami Maharaj, he gave this, he said to his disciples, when you are chanting japa mala, you chant. If you will speak in between round with someone, then that round is not counted. You will have to start from beginning of that round. Don't speak. Don't discuss or do other things. That time is for that time. Only if there is some like very important seva, some guru comes or some very necessary important seva, then you can quickly, this is not Puri Maharaj saying, but in our mat it is done, then you attend to that person, you tell him like this, but only for that purpose. If there is some very important seva matter, then you continue. But for normal talking, just talking or seeing a computer and chanting, that is offense. You cannot progress in devotion. So Puri Maharaj, then they were very careful, because in whole day they will not finish 16 rounds. How they will finish? Because they have to start from beginning. Then instructing those who lack Shraddha, those who are averse, or those who do not have interest to hear, are offenses to the auspicious name. Yesterday I told about that, or day before, I don't know. Only those who have firm faith in Krishna, by serving whom we serve all, those who have such faith, you can give Harinam to them. Otherwise, if you give, it will be offense on the part of Guru, and he will fall down. It is a kind of offense, our Gurudev told. Means it is written here in Shastra. And Sridhar Maharaj also explained in another way this offense. If one does not get permission from Supreme Lord to give Harinam, there is no that inspiration coming from Supreme Lord, if he gives Harinam, that is also offense to the name. Initiation, Harinam initiation, without being authorized. Ashraddha Dane, without having that permission, then it will also be offense. So our Gurudev told, my Gurudev, means Param he told me, there are two conditions the aspirant must have before you give Harinam to them. One is this firm faith in Krishna and in Guru, that Krishna is Supreme Lord, we are His eternal servant, by serving Him we serve all, one-pointed devotion, faith, and in Guru, because Guru is the best servitor of Krishna and he is giving me service of Krishna. So faith, firm faith in Krishna and Guru, bona fide Guru. This is one condition. Another condition is they have to be ready to follow all the rules and regulations given in Shastra by Krishna for his service. So they have to be ready to follow Ekadashis, fasting. They have to be ready to follow other fasting days like Janmashtami, Ram Navami, Nrishinga Chaturdashi, all this. And those avoiding 4 places of Kali, is meat eating, intoxication, illicit sex, gambling, those they are adharmic places of Kali. This they should give up, be ready to give up, and to follow these devotional forums, at least chanting Harinam without offenses regularly. So you have to see whether they have that faith and whether they are ready to abide by all the rules, positive rules and negative, what is to be accepted, what is to be rejected. If this is not there, you should not give Harinam to them. It will be offense to Harinam. So our Gurudev always explained this before. He was never in the mood of Guru. He was always telling, my Gurudev ordered me to give Harinam, but he also gave me these guidelines. This you have to see. Then, that person who is so fallen that even after hearing the glories of the name, is still devoid of love for the name, but maintains the idea of I and mine, makes an offense. That is like someone already got Harinam, but is not trying sincerely to chant because of maintaining this false ego. I and mine means I am this material body, these are mine things. So he's not giving importance on his real identity and importance on serving Krishna and chanting Harinam, trying, but he is not practicing. Due to so much in this, that will also be offense. So Sadhu Sangha is helping factor in this, to have inspiration to practice, or if sadhu is not available, then by reading Shastra to get inspiration to practice, because it is not tasteful in the beginning, but with firm faith we have to practice. Should not stop practicing because of misidentifying with this and enjoyment, and then that will also be offense. So tomorrow we will further hear this commentary on this verse.